Polly yelled as she gathered her cattle. Girls! Girls! It only took her about 15 minutes before she had all the cattle following her to the back pasture. Polly has a way with her cows. She's very gentle and nurturing, and they follow her. Not only that, but their fertility rates are through the roof. She seems to have everything figured out, from that to her business strategy, to pricing, understanding the grass-fed beef market. But there's one problem. Despite her successes as a rancher, Polly lives below the poverty line. How could Polly work so hard, be so well researched in her trade, and still barely be getting by? I had to investigate further, and I started thinking about all of the connections, all of the resources. Why isn't she accessing grants or cost-sharing programs? Why aren't other farmers? What's the larger market dynamic going on here? And as I started to draw it out, before I knew it, I realized that this wasn't just any straightforward problem. This was a wicked problem. Wicked problems are daunting. There's no clear root cause to the problem, and everything seems to be a symptom of something else. Some designers recommend figuring out the solution and working your way back to the problem, but I felt I was a bit too early on in my research still. So I went back to talk to Polly some more, and she told me all about the cattle auctions, how the price fluctuates drastically with the market, and it's just up to the whim of the buyers there that day, and all of that falls on the rancher. So she took herself out of that market and instead sells directly to restaurants and grocery stores, cutting out the middleman. Wow, I thought, that's pretty awesome. But then again, we're still thinking within the confines of this current system that clearly doesn't work. While synthesizing our data, my research partner and I were getting a bit stuck. And then we thought of DeBono 6 hats and thought, let's try on the green hat and see what happens. The green hat's all about provocation, alternatives, and creativity. And the first thing out of my research partner's mouth was, well, what if the farmers are the problem? And a light bulb went off for both of us. Instead of trying to solve poverty, what if we try to help farmers see their practice and their lives in a different mindset? And how can we do that? Well, how about through design education? Polly was now thinking about placement between signs, things, actions, and thoughts, and the random word technique to pull herself out of her current track and explore the side track with lateral thinking. She was pushing herself out of her current system and seeing a world she never even noticed before, but now it seemed obvious. And she thought it was time for a revolution.